Hey guys, back on this today. I got all the welding done up yesterday, all but getting this relief cut in for the headliner bow. I've taken some Duraglass and just smeared along here with my finger and then pushed the matting up into it. It'll hold it better so it's not trying to fall down on me the whole time. And try to get a little resin on this now. Let that set, grind it off, sand it off, see what we got. Should be able to go with Duraglass from there. We got all the holes covered. So we'll leave that alone for now. And I picked up the windshield glass today. I also got the insulation for the floor. So I think we'll start on one of the two. Don't know which yet. Hey guys, I decided to start with the floor insulation because after all the trouble with the windshield, that was kind of difficult up there on that window. I needed something I could get some instant gratification from. Something easy, in other words. I was ready for something easy. Yes, I was. So I have never done this stuff before. Ordered it off the interweb. But I've watched some of the other YouTubers do it. Dan up in Canada, I've seen him do it many times. And I shop vac this floor out and just been wiping it off with some ammonia glass cleaner. But I don't think a person would ever have any adhesion problems with this stuff. You peel the back off, it's like a gooey tar on the back. I kind of feel like this stuff would stick to anything, unless you were trying to stick it to, say, wax paper maybe. But it's sticking down really, really good. And I think if you ever tried to pull it off, you'd have a hell of a mess. But I like it. It's doing what I wanted, and I know it's not going to come off of there. So I've been trying to fit it the best I can. We're gonna do the floor with this, and then here before it's over, we're also gonna do the ceiling. But I thought I'd get the floor done for now because I'm going to be laying in here a lot, getting this wiring done, and that's coming real soon. So actually I was waiting on to get a piece of this up on the firewall before I mounted the fuse box. So I'm ready to start the wiring now. That's really what I was waiting on to do. But I'm going to go ahead and put one of these down and show you what I'm doing here. I peeled the back off and I got this little hard plastic roller it come with. And this is just something you can't screw up, guys. And that's exactly what I needed today. You understand? So anyway, here we go. That's stuck on there tighter than the hubs of hell. Grab another piece here. Easy peasy, guys. Hey, I got an interesting thing. I stopped at the glass store today and picked the new glass up for the windshield. You know, I'd taken up that old glass that got ruined by the packaging. So anyway, the gal that was working up there behind the counter, she said, "This is strange." She said, "The very next day after you brought that glass in here," she said, "another guy who was also working on an old car brought in some glass that was packaged the same way mine was," because I described to him how it was packed with the spray foam and stuff. And his was the same way. It was ruined. They had to cut new glass for him. So I asked her, I said, "Do you see this all the time?" And she said, "No, that's the funny thing." She says, "The whole time I've worked here, you were the first one that had ever come in with a piece of glass like that." And she said it was weird because the very next day, some other guy come in with the same exact problem I was having. So that's odd, right? I mean, we must be two really lucky guys, is all I can say. Anyway, you seen how easy this went? Yeah, I'm liking that. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going until I get back here to the step up for the rear seat. I might stop right there for now because I don't know if I gotta do any welding up on that side yet. I'm scared to look. But anyway, it ain't gonna be as bad as this side, I know that. At least I think I know that. Anyway, guys, get you back in here when I get it all done and show you what it looks like. Guys, that was 36 square feet. I got it up to the place where the back seat goes, and then all up into the floor and the toe boards and up underneath onto the firewall. I've got one piece left in the box, which I suppose smart thing to do is use it for the tranny tunnel, since there's not enough to finish back here with it anyway. I'm going to be ordering more to do the roof with, so imagine what I'll do is probably just get another box like that, use it to finish the floor, and then get the roof the best I can, and wherever I run out, I'll just leave it. I'll probably start in the middle of the roof, and then if I run out along the sides, so be it. Just get a little sound deadening up there for when it's raining or whatever. But yeah, I'd hate to order 2 more full boxes just to get the roof done. But very, very happy with that. That stuff applies great. Very nice to work with, and it gives you a confident feeling that it's stuck. I mean, you couldn't pull that off there if you tried. And gosh, I just like it. It's good stuff. It's supposed to keep the heat out of the car, and it's supposed to do a lot in the way of soundproofing, and that's what I really want. So I'm gonna go home for today, guys. I don't know if my fiberglass started to set or not. Should I stick my finger in it? Nah, it's sticky. But we'll get over here tomorrow. That ought to be dry. And I suppose we'll probably try to put the windshield in. I've been waiting on putting this steering wheel on until I put the windshield in. I don't know if you guys know this or not. I'm sure some of you do, but that windshield goes in from the inside. So I think the steering wheel would kind of be in the way. But yeah, maybe we can get that glass in tomorrow, and then we can put the steering wheel on, and we'll just kind of go from there, guys. But yeah, nice easy day today. That's good. That's real good. Guys, Saturday morning, back over here with Eliza. Fiberglass, good and hard. We'll grind that off a little bit. Maybe try to get this windshield in to end this video. We had some really weird weather here yesterday. They were predicting tornadoes, hail, thunderstorms. It was bad enough they canceled school on a thunderstorm prediction. Never seen that. Lived here all my life, 52 years. Never seen them do that. Our insurance company even was sending out text messages twice to my wife's phone saying, you guys better tie everything down, latch all the windows. The area we live, looking at the map, they had it in red. It looked like about 100-mile square area. Right in the middle of that, they had a purple area that looked like it was basically right here where I'm standing. And that was supposed to be where the epicenter was. And to the north of us, they had high winds, possibly even tornadoes. To the south of us, baseball-sized hail, just shredded stuff. I saw pictures and videos, just siding ripped off houses and cars beat to hell. Right here, nothing. Got a little rain. So I'd say we lucked out there. Anyway, I'm gonna grind on this for a little bit, see what I can make it look like, and go from there, guys. That fiberglass mat and resin, I had a pretty good shape going there, but I did have some low spots, you know. I put that Duraglass on thick, I didn't thin it any, and by the time we get that blocked down, we'll have our shape back, and that should be okay. I'm not gonna put any Bondo up there right now because that would come if we ever did the outside of the car. Bondo's not waterproof, and I don't think this is going to get painted up here real good. I might try to find a little brown paint or something to just kind of brush on there so it kind of blends in with the rest of the car for now, so it don't stand out and look like fiberglass, but it's not going to have actual paint there. So we're good at that, looking the best we can with the fiberglass, and then we'll stop on that, and it'll be there if we ever go on, continue with the outside of the car. But that's going to make everything waterproof again and tight. So, and our inner structure is good now, so we're in pretty good shape with that, I think. I'm going to have to take that other garnish molding off and look at the other side, because that's going to be the last bit of welding that's going to need done on the interior of this car. And then we'll get the carpet in here. I'm hoping I don't have much to do there. Anyway, guys. You can see through it. Cool. I described, got the one in passenger side. I can see through it. I'm liking that. I thought I would describe what I'm doing here a little bit. I just got some soap, got Dawn dish soap. I just been wiping it around this lip, kind of getting that soapy. Slick it up a little bit, you know, because the rubber lip that's on the around the windshield, you got to pull it around this. And what you do there, I'm gonna put some of this on the rubber on the windshield too. I got it laying here on the floorboard. Wipe my hand off here a little bit. Find a paper towel. I got this mason string, mason's cord, came off my line blocks. If you guys are block layers, you know what these are. take the string and you put it around your lip inside your rubber gasket. And then as you pull the string out of that groove, it pulls your rubber up over the lip. When I installed this the other day, I was able to get the first half in easily. The second half, I was able to get it in all about the last 4 inches I needed help with. That might be the same here. Maybe I'll get it. I don't know, that last little bit gets kind of hard to do. And then you got to get these two things here to overlap in the middle. I almost think it might be easier if you had a one-piece windshield. I really do. You would think this would be easier, but I'm not sure it is. But anyway, these come in from the inside and then you pull them in. I think most cars it's opposite. I think I'm gonna stop right there until Colton gets out here to help me get this corner started, because if I fool around right now and lose my string out of the groove, I'm kind of screwed. I'm less likely to do that if I've got a little help. So I think I'm gonna stop right there on that for for right now. Got this fiberglass sanded off. I still had a couple low spots. I just put in a little bit more because that's going to be our finish for now. So I want to make it look as good as possible. If we were painting it, this could have been done with Bondo at this point, but we're not, at least not now. But we'll let that set up, and then I think that's going to be good enough. But I think the next thing we're going to do here, today, I don't know where Colton's at to help me with the windshield. I think we can have it in another 5 minutes after he gets out here. But let's string this wiring harness out and get a look at it. The last wiring harness I installed was in the 59, and that was 20 plus years ago. And back then you didn't have a lot of this Chinese stuff, you know. So the wiring harness I bought for it was a painless wiring harness. Kind of expensive, but it came with probably a 30-page book, step-by-step instructions. The wire was labeled like every 6 inches, headlight, headlight, headlight. So when you're looking at the wire at any given place in the wire, you knew what that wire was. And you strung them out and went through the book and did it. And I always said, as long as you could read, you could have installed that wiring harness. It was written out so well, and so the description and just the installation procedure was so good. It even had information on how they'd want you to make your connections, and I'll show you guys that because I still do it that way. But this wiring harness here is like a cheap one I got off Amazon. It has none of that. The wires aren't labeled. They are a different color anyway from one another. That 30-page book or whatever it was I was talking about with the painless wiring harness, we don't have that. All this one came with is this one little piece of paper. Basically, basically a picture on each side. So anyway, the first thing we got to do is figure out which wires stay inside the car and which wires go to the outside of the firewall. Get it mounted, get the inside wires inside and the outside wires outside. Get the thing screwed in there, and then we'll go from there. It says installation by a qualified automotive professional is highly recommended. Where do you find one of those? Wire harness factory is not responsible for any property damage or personal injury resulting from improper installation. All right. Let me figure this out a little bit and I'll get you guys back in here. All right, guys, I'm kind of getting this figured out. I got the fuse box laid out here. I went off that paper they give me, but then also I traced every wire back to the fuse box and made sure it was where it was supposed to be. This right here I've got all taped together. That's going to be a spare circuit. That would have went to an electric fan. There's another spare relay on there besides from that. And then it also has an exciter wire for the alternator that doesn't get excited unless this circuit's hooked up, but we have a one-wire alternator, so we might use that for something, but for right now, that's a spare. Over here, we've got, that is the power to the turn signal switch, the radio, ignition accessories, wipers. That is the horn relay, and that goes to the horn. This one is ignition run start, and this one is the flasher wire. That's what we have inside here. Oh, and the gray one is power to gauges. Yeah, power to gauges. So we got that in here. Out here we have fuel pump, which I do have an electric fuel pump. We got fuel pump, coil, parking lights, 2 battery. This goes to the brake light switch, and this goes to the headlight switch. I'm pretty sure the brake light switch has to wire through the turn signal lever. The turn signals take precedence over the brake lights. But I did get a wiring diagram with the turn signal lever, so that should help me there. But the one that's hanging out here for brake switch, that probably doesn't need to be out there. It probably runs to here first and then down to the brake switch. But we'll get all that worked out. Right now, the gauges, power 2 gauges, we're going to have to power up the temperature gauge and the fuel gauge. So I need to get some round termination ends, tie these two together, and tie that into dash power. The radio and other stuff has got its own circuit. The amp gauge won't get hooked up to dash power. It will get hooked up through the main charge circuit. And then the oil pressure gauge is mechanical, so all it will have is a dash light, and those will come off the back of the light switch. So these are the only 2 things I need to get dash power to. And then there's our light switch. There's our start button. It's got a tab broke off. I might get a new one. Yeah, so I think I'm ready to go with this. I think I am, but I need to get some spade connectors and round connectors and things like that. But I think I'm going to end this for today's video. Try to get this out today. I suppose Wednesday we'll finish up a couple of our loose ends, get that sanded down, get this windshield pulled the rest of the way in, and then start on this, you know. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me today. I'm going to go home and put all this footage together and try to get this video out. Thanks, everybody, for subscribing. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, sharing, all that. Thanks for supporting the channel, is what I'm saying. And, hey, man, we're going to be electrified soon. And we got glass we can see through. That's nice. Anyway, guys, Jeremy, later.